So David, you had a last-minute change of the opponent.
Yes.
So did you check out the new guy, and how do you feel about this situation?
I checked him out. I saw him fight against Pavel, so I had already seen some footage on him, and then I watched some more footage. Not much, really. I didn't think there was much of a threat. I feel like I'm better at mixed martial arts in the standing and on the ground, so I feel like it should be a fairly easy victory. But you never know. These guys, super tough guy. Real looks pretty stacked up and pretty yoked, and I'm sure it'll be a great fight. But my whole thing is that I'm not preparing for one opponent or this guy or that guy. I'm preparing to be a world champion, to be the best at 185 pounds. Meaning that I beat anybody any day. That maybe the guy who walks in is a different guy than they even told me, and I still fight him and win. That's where I'm at with it.
And you're one of the two fighters from the U.S. on this card. So do you feel like you're representing the American MMA?
Yeah, I feel like I'm representing Team Alpha Male and Elk Grove MMA out in California and Sacramento and Elk Grove, and I feel like I'm also representing a lot of jiu-jitsu, the jiu-jitsu that evolved in Northern California that I've been involved in for like 13 years now, and also representing the FFC, fought for them before in Springfield, and a huge fan of Mirko Krokop. So I feel like, I'm representing the United States, but I also am an international traveler. I've been all over, and I feel like I'm also representing this organization in this country as well.
You just mentioned Krokop, and we just found out that unfortunately he won't be at the event.
Oh.
He's sick, so...
No! He's sick?
Yeah, at least that's what he said, so...
Oh, that is so bummer. I was so looking forward to meeting him, but, maybe next time.
Yeah, for sure. And tell us, you said you're bringing something new and exciting to the FFC and to the MMA in general. So can you elaborate on that just a bit?
I don't want to elaborate too much because I don't want to give away, strategies and different things. And you never know. The last fight, I intended to do some other stuff, and the guy just gave it up real easy. So I just got the rear naked choke. But I will say this, that I won a gold medal in the IBJJF No-Gi Worlds, which is as close as it gets to an Olympic gold medal for jiu-jitsu, and been tapping a lot of really good guys and developing a lot of more jiu-jitsu. So expect to see some exciting jiu-jitsu and just some new stuff, some new style. I think that you're going to start seeing more of in MMA as the game evolves. New things come into vogue, and you're starting to see a little bit of it out there. But I think that I'm going to be leading the way.
What are your thoughts on the current state of MMA and the whole direction it's taking? Do you feel it's good, or do you like more the old?
You're talking about like the way people are talking smack, or
like everything?
I think MMA's in a good place. I think you got guys out there like Conor McGregor that are obviously taking it. Ronda Rousey, Paige Van Zant, people that are in the public eye and going beyond the sport into movies and television. And I think that's good and positive for the sport. I do miss the old days. I miss the Pride days and the old school. Mirko Krokop and Pride and Chuck Liddell in the UFC, and that just kind of old school slugger mentality. I think those guys talked crap too and stuff, but it was just a little classier and a little more toned down. And so I think that UFC and MMA in general are heading in a good direction. But sometimes it does feel a little bit washed out, or how would you say, diluted, watered down. There's so many events, and people, everyone's just talking smack like they're the best fighter in the world, and some bad decisions and stuff like that. It's just kind of questionable. I don't know if they're fixing fights or what, but just some of the matchups. Seems to become quite a popularity contest. Like you're running for prom king instead of MMA champion. So I'd like to see maybe more tournaments, more things that would extinguish. This is truly the best fighter at 85. When you win a split decision that you clearly lost, and then you call yourself the UFC champ. I don't buy it. I don't feel that that really represents the sport. I like to see the finishes and just more purity in the sport. But it's good.
Do you feel like people are a little too picky with the weight classes and everything?
Exactly. That, I guess that's to my point that, okay, we got to fight, and I'm only going to fight you at this weight, I don't think there should even be weight classes. I'm a 190-pound man. Find me another 190-pound man between 180 and 200 pounds, and we just fight. That we don't need a weigh-in. We don't need this. We're the same size human beings. I don't think the gladiators had a weigh-in before they stepped into the arena. I don't think that there should be a weigh-in in MMA, or it shouldn't be the main event. You know what I'm saying? Make a weigh-in where, okay, we're in this range or whatever like that. Instead of making it this big production, now it's two weigh-ins. There's a weigh-in for the TV, and then a weigh-in that's the real weigh-in in the morning. And I mean, the whole thing has just gotten ridiculous. I think that men should just be like gladiators and just fight.
So no USADA.
Yeah, I'm against. I mean, I think that it's good that they're testing guys for drugs, I guess, if that's what they're shooting for. I feel like most of the people I fought my whole career were on steroids, and it didn't help any of them. I just don't think, what are you going to learn from sticking a needle in your arm? You're not going to learn as much as showing up to jiu-jitsu class, showing up to wrestling class, showing up to Muay Thai class, doing private lessons, actually learning the martial arts. I see a lot of those guys that I know for sure have been doing steroids a long time, and I feel like it's starting to, I mean, obviously it enhances their performance, but I feel like it gives them a false strength. And then at the end of the day, I'm starting to see, you know, okay, I learned more than them, and now even on steroids or no steroids, I'm going to beat them. So I'm not really for USADA showing up at 6 in the morning at people's houses, and I've heard the stories, and it's just crazy, and you take one NyQuil or something, and then you're busted. And so, yeah, I just think that the sport should, yeah, that's a tough question. I feel like did let these guys do whatever they want, and I'm still going to beat them all.
And can you give us a quick, your thoughts and prediction? Your two teammates are fighting this.
Yeah, I got
this
four teammates fighting on Saturday night.
Four.
Four
Yeah.
teammates in Sacramento fighting. I think Uriah Faber probably win that fight by submission. Paige Van Zant's just her striking's looking sick. She's working with Joey Rodriguez now, my boxing coach. So I feel like that I can see her winning by knockout. And the other two guys are real kind of grinders, wrestling stuff. So maybe we might see a couple decisions, but it'd be nice to go 5-0 and me leading it off. And I think it would be at 9 or 10 in the morning, California time, when we fight here. And then hopefully, you know, I was hoping to hang out with Mirko Cro Cop and get wasted and watch the UFC fights, but maybe we'll have to come up with another plan.
Yeah, and Cody is also, his fight is not far away.
Cody is, man.
That's the big one.
Like, for me, striking is like inferior technology unless you're Cody Garbrandt. I mean, that guy puts his hands on people and they go to sleep. So I like to see him knock out Dominic Cruz. The guy's been talking a lot of smack for a long time. And he's been backing it up, but his fights are boring. And, I mean, almost like you couldn't even call it a fight. Like, you're playing a game of touch butt or, like, you know, like just like laser tag or something. Like, come on, let's fight. Let's see a finish. I feel like when you go to a decision, especially if it's a boring one, that it's like they don't raise any hands. Okay, instant rematch. Like, there should, you know, I don't know, have some kind of overtime, make them fight, tie their feet together, make them fight each other. Like, let's fight. I've seen a lot of decisions that I saw one in Bellator the other day where the guys didn't even fight. Like, there was 5 punches thrown in the whole fight. And I think you got to go back to the old day with the pride and you bring out the yellow card. Hey, man, those guys should have been disqualified and they should have both lost and not get paid. That's my opinion.
Yeah. And what's your plan for Saturday nights? Obviously not like giving a tactic, but how would you like to finish the fight?
I'd like to finish by leg lock. I feel like that's the kind of the new thing in jiu-jitsu that's very popular now. And
so you've seen the EBIs?
Yeah, I've been watching EBI. I've been following that. I guess my management talked to Eddie Bravo, and he said he's going to get me into EBI next year.
Oh, really?
So I'm very much competing in jiu-jitsu. So I'd like to see some kind of fancy submission. I almost got a twister last fight, but the guy gave up the rear naked choke too soon. So it would be fun to get a fancy submission, but any finish will work. But I usually finish by submission.
So maybe we even see a twister in the FFC.
Maybe see a twister in FFC. That might be the first FFC twister, yeah?
That would be great. Yeah. Okay, so thank you, David, and good luck Saturday night.
Thank you.